Marie Curie, born Maria Sklodowska on November 7, 1867, in Warsaw, Poland, is one of the most remarkable scientists in history. She was the youngest of 5 children in a family deeply committed to education. Her father was a teacher of mathematics and physics, and her mother ran a prestigious girls' school. Despite the hardships of Russian-occupied Poland and the early death of her mother and sister, Marie remained a dedicated student. Her academic brilliance was evident from a young age, but as a woman in Poland, she was barred from attending formal university. Undeterred, she joined the Flying University, an underground educational initiative in Warsaw. Determined to pursue science, she worked as a governess for several years to save money and help fund her sister Bronia's medical studies in Paris, with the promise that Bronia would later help her. In 1891, Marie finally moved to Paris and enrolled at the Sorbonne. Living in poverty and barely surviving on bread and tea, she immersed herself in her studies. She earned degrees in physics and mathematics, finishing first in her class in physics. Her tireless dedication soon attracted the attention of Pierre Curie, a physicist and professor. They married in 1895 and became true scientific partners. Pierre supported Marie's growing interest in radioactive substances, a term she would later coin herself. Their partnership would become one of the most productive in the history of science. Inspired by the discovery of X-rays and the work of Henri Becquerel, Marie Curie began researching uranium rays. She found that the element thorium also emitted similar rays, and soon theorized that the source of radiation came from the atom itself, a groundbreaking idea at the time. Through painstaking experiments, often in a poorly ventilated shed, she and Pierre discovered 2 new elements: polonium, named after her homeland Poland, and radium. In 1898, they announced their discoveries, forever changing our understanding of atomic physics. Marie Curie coined the term radioactivity to describe the phenomenon. In 1903, Marie and Pierre Curie shared the Nobel Prize in Physics with Henri Becquerel for their work on radioactivity. Marie became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. After Pierre's tragic death in a street accident in 1906, Marie was devastated, yet she continued their work, taking over his teaching position and becoming the first female professor at the University of Paris. In 1911, she was awarded a second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry, for her discovery of polonium and radium, and her work in isolating radium. She remains the only person to win Nobel Prizes in 2 different scientific fields. During World War I, Marie Curie recognized the need for medical imaging on the battlefield. She developed mobile X-ray units, known as Little Curies, and trained medical staff, including her own daughter Irene, to operate them. Her work saved countless lives during the war. She refused to patent her discoveries, believing that science should benefit humanity. Despite her fame, she remained humble and dedicated to research. She also helped establish the Radium Institute, now Curie Institute in Paris, which became a major center for medical research. Marie Curie died on July 4, 1934, from aplastic anemia, likely caused by prolonged exposure to radiation. At the time, the harmful effects of radiation were not well understood, and she had often handled radioactive materials without protection. Her legacy is immense. Marie Curie broke barriers for women in science, pioneered research into radioactivity, and applied science for the betterment of humanity. Her daughter Irene would go on to win a Nobel Prize herself, continuing the Curie family's scientific legacy. Today, Marie Curie is remembered as a trailblazer, a humanitarian and a scientific genius. Her life story continues to inspire generations of scientists, especially women, around the world.